I'm John Arking. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Flagler's school superintendent James Tager held a press conference Monday concerning the murder of Curtis Gray over the weekend. Tager offered his condolences to the family at the tragic loss.
By all accounts, this was a young man who was taking great strides to improve himself and prepare for an opportunity for an education past his high school graduation. He was working hard, both in the classroom and the training room. His coaches, both at Matanzas High School and Flagler Palm Coast High School, spoke of a teenager who had nothing but respect for the coaching and mentorship that he was offered. Teachers talk of a student who saw the importance of education and the need to put in extra time to succeed in the classroom. We have a family who is anxiously preparing for graduation day, less than 6 weeks away. Now they're preparing for a funeral.
17-year-old Marion Leo Gavins Jr. turned himself in Sunday afternoon in connection to the shooting. Tager says grief counselors were on hand Monday and will remain available for students and staff as long as they're needed.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines. Palm Coast City Manager Matthew Morton had a good first week in office.
He says so.
It's going great. It's been a busy week, getting to know a lot of people, getting to meet a lot of folks in the community.
Morton said he no longer has to envision what the people of Palm Coast are like because he's learning that firsthand.
My belief that I had before I came down about how special Palm Coast is, I don't have to believe it anymore. I know it. There are so many folks here just so passionate about success.
Morton said that he knows how tremendous the community is that he's walked into. Tomorrow, Morton talks about his game plan. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Florida Department of Transportation has scheduled a series of overnight closures for improvements in lighting and signage starting at 10 p.m. tonight at I-95 interchanges in Volusia and Flagler counties. The northbound I-95 off-ramp to US 1 will be closed starting at 10 p.m. Then starting Wednesday night, the northbound I-95 off-ramp to State Road 100 will be closed. Then on Thursday night at 10, the northbound I-95 off-ramp to Palm Coast Parkway will be closed. Other closures will follow next week, including the southbound I-95 off-ramp to State Road 100 next Tuesday, April 23rd, followed Wednesday the 24th with the southbound I-95 off-ramp to Old Dixie Highway. And then starting Sunday, April 28th, the southbound I-95 off-ramp to US 1 will be closed. Some lanes will be closed as part of the work as well. Alternate routes will be marked. Republican State Representative Paul Renner says two bills passed in the legislative session in Tallahassee last week that are of wide interest.
One is the assignment of benefits where people, they have water damage and they turn a $2,000 damage into a brand new kitchen and bathroom, and everybody's rates are now going up. And we passed a bill that will reform that will keep policies from going up and up. So that's a very, very important piece of legislation. And I passed my Patient Savings Act, which allows patients, like if you have a scheduled surgery, like a knee or shoulder surgery, if you can go out and find a high-quality, lower-cost provider that beats the network average, you actually get money in your pocket through reductions in your premiums or a contribution to a health savings account, or if you've already paid your premium, a check in the mail that's tax-free. This will allow people to save on their health care. It's a really important bill, also got wide bipartisan support.
Renner's full interview can be heard on the Free for All Friday podcast, available on WNZF.com. Over 1,000 residents came to the European Village Saturday. With more on why they did, here's Tony Magoo.
The first annual Safety Expo was hosted this past weekend by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office at the European Village in Palm Coast. Residents of Flagler County and children came by to learn important safety information and to visit many of the exhibits that were there. COP volunteers, fingerprinted kids, emergency response vehicles, and equipment were on display, including the Sheriff's Department's airboat. The Police Athletic League had games for all the kids to play, and the K-9 units were the stars of the show. Sheriff Rick Staley shared why they were doing this for the residents.
This is a way for us to continue to engage the community, to know that we're a team in guardianship policing, that it takes the community to work with us, and this is part of our outreach.
Sheriff Staley also said that there's another reason these folks were invited to learn all about why the Sheriff's Department is there for them.
But also learn how to keep themselves, their family, and work together to keep the community safe.
The sheriff also went on to thank all the businesses in the European Village for their help. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm John Arking.